Storytime dog. If you're ever out alone in public parks or on trails, always pay attention to your surroundings. I never felt unsafe doing this, but after today, I don't think I'll ever be the same. I was at a park not too far away from my house that has 3 or 4 trails. I started walking around one of the trails that was open and not really covered by trees, but it was really crowded. I had just had a huge fight with one of my friends, so I wanted to be alone, but I didn't realize being alone would put my life in danger. I decided to try one of the more covered out of the way trails, and I was right. I couldn't see another person in either direction. It was a pretty easy trail that just went in a basic circle, so I decided to just stay on it. After about 15 minutes of not seeing anyone else, I could see someone walking towards me with a dog. The area I live in is pretty safe, and I felt fine at first, but as we got closer and closer to each other, I started to feel sick to my stomach. I could have either turned around or kept walking towards the person, but I didn't want to turn my back to them, so I kept walking forward. My stomach was in knots when I realized it was a guy twice my size. It was literally just him, his dog, and me. I couldn't see any other parts of the park, and I knew if I screamed no one would hear it. As we passed, I tried to force a smile, and when he smiled back, I stupidly relaxed a little, but being relaxed wouldn't last long. We made eye contact, and I just knew I was seeing real evil. If I had any doubt, what he said to me made it super clear. It all happened so fast, but as we passed, I smiled and said hi like I've done a million times before when you pass someone on a trail. He smiled back and said, "You have a beautiful neck." I was so taken off guard that I actually said thank you. I knew I needed to get back to the main part of the park as quickly as I could, but I didn't know what to do. Keep walking forward knowing he's behind me, or turn around and follow him. I decided to walk a little bit and then turn around so I could see him. At first this worked out great. I felt safe and kept my distance, but I could see him. He never turned around once, or even let me know he knew I was there. Then out of nowhere he did something I was completely unprepared for. Right before he turned the corner, without any warning, he took off running at a speed that made my stomach drop. I just stood there and watched him disappear. Instead of walking in the direction he took off, I turned around and walked back the opposite way. I walked for what felt like forever, and I didn't see or hear anything, so I started to feel better. I thought maybe he was gone, and I was overreacting, but then I rounded the corner of the trail, and what I saw made my heart stop. There, in the middle of the trail tied to a tree, was just the dog.